Do you struggle to feel good enough? Do you constantly seek validation from others around you? If you have ever felt like you were not good enough, then in this video, I will walk you through 5 simple steps that will help you rebuild your self worth and start becoming your authentic self. Hello everyone, I am Aditi Raj, a self worth and identity coach, and my mission is simple to help you become your powerful, authentic self and live a life that you really want to live. In this channel, I share my learnings, my journey, my current struggles, and the tools that have helped me in my journey. So, if you're new, welcome to the channel, and if you're already a member, welcome back. I'm grateful to have you here. Let's begin. Now, let us understand what self worth is and how it is your superpower. So, self worth is belief that you are valuable simply because you exist, not because of what you do or what you have achieved or what others think about you. It is just that you believe that you are valuable just because you exist. People often confuse self worth and self esteem. So, let's understand that. Self esteem means it is based on your performance. Like you feel good because you have scored good marks. And that is self esteem. Self esteem keep changing. It is like how good you feel about yourself and your ability, your qualities, all that is self esteem. But self worth means that, first of all, self worth is constant. It comes from within. It is like how valuable you believe that you are as a person. It is like you are worthy even if you fail, even if you make mistake. A person with low self esteem often say things like, they constantly say like, I'm not good enough. They have this fear of disappointing others. They cannot say no. They cannot, they always compare themselves to others. They go around seeking validation. They feel guilty even for resting or choosing themselves. And mostly they ignore their own needs. But a person with a higher self esteem is the one who sets its boundary, his boundary, her boundary. They are more confident. They don't compare themselves to others. They have healthy relationship. They are at more peace and they are good at making decision. They make better decision for themselves. They don't judge themselves. So now that we know that self worth is how valuable do you think you are, now let's work on building it. The first step is to identify your core value, not others. So, all of us have our own core values. This is our inner guide. But what happens is that while growing up, while we are living in this society, we start to see people around us, our family, our friend, teachers, society, environment around us. And based on that, we start to follow their values instead of finding our own values. But what happens is that these values are your inner compass. So when you follow others' value, you start to feel like maybe this is not right. That constant feeling you have. You constantly might feel like your close friend might have suggested something to you, and then you feel like maybe that is not right. Maybe you have this resistance to follow them. You feel deep inside you that I have to say no to this person because I feel like this is not right. And that can be right because that is not your value. So you are feeling like that is wrong, but for the other person, because it might be their value, so the other person think that this is right. Your values can be anything like honesty, family, kindness, connection, creativity, growth, or health, or peace, anything. It can be anything, and it is different for different people. Okay, so who you're living with each person will have their own set of values that they follow, which they might be aware of or they might not be aware of. So when I was trying to fit into the places like with my family, friends, I would constantly be questioning things. I would constantly feel uncomfortable because of something happening around me. And that helped me identify that what is my value, what is not my value. Like one of my value is honesty. I always respect a person who is honest. I never liked somebody going and talking behind somebody else's back and then being friendly to that person. That was not my value. I always felt discomfort in those situations and very much confused that why is that happening. So that is how I came to know about my value. I want you to know that without your value, you will be a person who loses themselves, who actually becomes somebody else for the people around them. They let everyone decide things for them. So now let's see, how do you find your value? You have to ask yourself that. First of all, you need to observe yourself where you're feeling discomfort, what is happening, which is the things you feel attracted to in other person, maybe a person you are inspired by. What are the quality of those people that you are getting inspired by? That is how you find your value. And you can ask yourself these questions. Like you can ask yourself that what is it that matter to me most? For me, my family matters to me most. Another thing you can ask yourself is when do I feel more alive? What are the things that makes you more alive, more connected? Then you can ask yourself that what kind of person do I want to become? When you ask this, no, you will start to see who are your inspiration and what are the qualities of theirs you like. You can also ask yourself like what do I admire in others, and then you make a list of those things, and from there you choose your top 5. Most importantly, after choosing your top 5, you need to follow them. If you start following your value, you will feel more worthy of yourself. And this was step 1. The second step is that practice self compassion. Most of us think like if we are being hard to ourselves, then only we will grow. So what we do, we start being mean and hard to our own self. We start criticizing ourselves. But understand this, if you are constantly shaming somebody, if you are constantly saying somebody how bad they are, if you're constantly showing somebody what are their mistakes, do you think the person will grow? Rarely, right? Most of them will start doubting themselves. Most of them will start hiding themselves. No. So now, understand self compassion means treating yourself like you would treat a child or somebody you love. Treat yourself like that. If you constantly criticize yourself, if you constantly call yourself lazy, if you constantly feel guilty for after your mistakes, if you constantly are in that loop of feeling bad, if you are always feeling like you are not good enough, then your self-worth will start decreasing day by day. Try this. Whenever you make a mistake, or you're struggling, or you did something wrong, something went wrong, know that you are a human and human beings are not perfect. Then ask yourself, what do I need to learn from this? What do I need to improve from this? And then learn it, work on it, improve that. So, that is how you build trust with yourself, and that is how you build your self worth. Next time when something happened, don't be hard on yourself. Just ask yourself, just say to yourself that I'm a human and I'm learning and actually learn. because that is how you will grow, that is how you will build your self trust. So now pause this video and write down, where in your life are you being hard on yourself, and what do you need to learn from there? What are the changes maybe you need to change in your thoughts? What do you need to do in that place to not be that hard towards yourself? What do you need to improve there? Step 3, setting and enforcing healthy boundaries. So, every time you abandon yourself or you keep others above yourself, you do that to make others happy, you're actually affecting yourself. Your self worth every time keeps decreasing when you do this. So, what you need to understand is that boundaries are not walls around you, it is just the instruction that you want others to follow on how to treat you, right? So when you are the one who go around saying yes when you want to say no, when you are the one who feels guilty for choosing yourself, your need, when you over explain yourself to others, or when you are constantly in fear that people will leave you, what happens is that your boundary keeps falling down, your self worth keeps decreasing, and this will affect your life indirectly. It is affecting your life indirectly, right? These are the signs of a weak boundary. A healthy boundary is something like you set healthy boundaries, like you say no with respect. You ask for space when you need it. You protect your energy, you protect your time. You you choose who get access to you and for how long you want them to have access to you. So now practice this. Whenever you want to, in this week or in your life, when you go ahead after watching this video, I want you to practice this. Say no and then don't explain yourself why you are saying no. Remember that when you will start saying no, when you will start explaining your boundaries, when you will start setting your boundaries, people who have easy access to you, people who benefit from you not having your boundaries, will be very toxic and mean sometimes. Okay, but that doesn't mean you're wrong or your boundaries are wrong. It is okay, that is normal. You just have to set your boundaries if you want to increase your self-worth. The fourth step is challenge your negative self talk. What happens is that your brain actually believes what repeats in your head. So, if you are the one who constantly criticize themselves, who constantly only look at what is not good in you, who is the one who constantly focus on mistakes, your brain is actually recording all of this as a proof. And what it does is that when you go to try something new, or when somebody says something bad to you, it will record it and it will show you as a proof that, see, last time it didn't work, you could not do it, you're not good enough. See, you tried that, but there you failed, you're not good enough. It keeps showing you that. And this also happened when you have grown up in an environment where mistakes were not allowed. You were always told that you need to be perfect. So your brain have learnt that I have to be perfect. So it is scared to make mistake. And so that self criticism keep happening. It's like this. Whenever you go to do something, a whisper comes in your head saying that you can do it. But then a cycle of doubt starts. How many times you have failed? See, these are the areas you that didn't work. These are your inner critics. And that small whisper was actually your inner voice directing you, saying you have the potential, you can do it. So next time I want you to do this. Next time whenever you get a negative thought, pause and ask yourself that, is this true? Where did I learn this? If my friend would have, or if a kid would come to me with the same doubt, would I treat them like how I'm treating myself now? And then you have to understand that that is just a fear talking. I want you to do this. Keep a notebook with you and keep writing your recurring thought, the repeated negative thoughts that comes in your head. And beside that, write an empowering thought. That can be, if you're it is coming like you're not good at communication, you show them that, see, I am good at communication. If a thought is coming like I am dumb, then write I am smart. This will help you actually. Every time when this thought come I am dumb, and when you replace it with I am smart, it actually creates, it rewires your brain to believe in the new thought. One more thing I would recommend is that I did this, that I have a book, and whenever I had a negative belief, I wrote a positive version of that. And in a circle, I wrote the positive version of that. Then I wrote around it the places where I showed that. Like for example, I am confident. I wrote that in middle. I am confident. Then I showed the areas where I was being confident. How good I have performed in different area. When you do this, what happens is that this is a proof for your brain. So every time you feel like I'm not confident and you open that and see it, that time your brain remembers, oh, see, these are the places I showed I was confident. So this is how you will train your brain to actually change your negative thoughts. It is very important for you to remove those negative thoughts to increase your self-worth. Step 5 is celebrate your small wins and progress. So, what happens is that every day we are too focused on what is going wrong around us. So, what happens is when you're not acknowledging your wins properly, when you're not focusing on the things that is going good in your life, your brain only starts seeing what is not working for you, where you're not doing well. And when your brain repeatedly sees that you're failing in these area, it start to label you as a failure, and that is how you start to feel like you are failure. People with low self esteem actually don't even remember where they have done well, where somebody have appreciated them. Their focus is not in that place. Even when they have accomplished something, they don't focus on that. They don't even acknowledge the progress they are having in their life. They are constantly focusing on their mistakes. Even when they achieve something, what happens is that, okay, I achieved, now next milestone. They move to the next milestone without even celebrating and acknowledging that win. So they don't even remember that. What happens is that I want you to now know that you have to acknowledge your wins. You have to acknowledge the things that is happening good in your life. So I want you to start doing this. Every night before going to bed, at least write down three things that you did good that day. Three things you are proud of. Three things can be what you achieved. It can be like you said no in a place, you maybe have stopped eating chocolate, anything. Small or big doesn't matter. If you win something, if you did something, then that is your win. You should write like, I'm proud of me for this. I appreciate myself for resting today because I was not feeling good. I am proud of myself that I did not want to work, but still I sat on my desk and did the work what I wanted to do. So, anything small or big, just start appreciating yourself before going to bed. One more thing that I would like to recommend that I did was I created a book called Magic Shop. It is inspired by BTS. So I created a book called Magic Shop where I would write in my life whatever I have achieved. It was not like small or big. Anything that I worked on and I achieved, I wrote in that book. Anybody who appreciated me for something, I wrote in that book. And in the beginning, it was very difficult because my focus was always on the mistakes and what was going wrong. So when I wrote it, I couldn't even find more than three things. I then started to think more. I made my brain to just go and search for everything I did that I appreciate, I should appreciate myself for. And I found so much, so many beautiful moments, which I won't be sharing here because the video will go long. So, yeah, I want you to do this. Start appreciating yourself, start acknowledging even a smallest thing, smallest win you have. Every night before going to bed, write down at least three things that you're proud of doing today. Self worth is not built in a day. You need to constantly do small action to build your self worth. And believe me, when I started working on myself, I didn't even see what are the changes that were happening because the changes happen inside you and you cannot see it outside. I actually understood that there is some changes in me when a pattern dream changed in me. So I want you to follow this. I want you to practice this daily. Keep a notebook for this practice, and every morning when you get up, ask yourself, how am I feeling? Am I feeling heavy? Am I feeling fear? Am I feeling excited for the day? Just write it down. If more thoughts are coming, write that I'm feeling fear because of this. You write it down. Then what I want you to write is next you should write is how I want to show up today. Do I want to be more elegant? Do I want to be more confident? Do I want to be calm? Do I want to be more focused? Do I want to be relaxed today? Just write down. Then write down one promise that I will keep to myself today. This promise can be that I will first ask myself before saying yes. I will say no to the things I don't want to do. I will I choose to exercise today or I will complete this today. Anything, just make one promise to yourself and keep it throughout the day. That is how you will work on your self worth. Next thing is that during the day, keep observing yourself. See if any negative thought is coming in a loop, then write down that thought and then write a empowering thought. And if that thought keeps continuing, keep saying the empowering thought again and again and again in your mind. This will help to change your mind. Another thing I want you to do is see where are you being a people pleaser? What are the feelings inside you? Where are you ignoring your own needs? What are the things that is making you uncomfortable? Keep noticing these things because awareness is where the change actually start. Then at night before going to bed, I want you to again open your notebook, the same notebook, and then write three things that you appreciate about yourself today. Maybe one of you have followed one of your values, maybe you chose yourself for something, maybe you carried yourself really well today. Just write it down, small big doesn't matter, just write that down. Then after that write five things that you're grateful for. And while writing that, just don't write I'm grateful for this, no. Just write I am grateful for this because the reason. That will help you feel more connected to the things. And don't write random stuff which you're not grateful for. Then I want you to not use your phone. Go to bed. If you are having like lots of thought, if you're overthinking, then set a timer of 5 minutes in the same journal. Write down everything that is coming, that is running in your head. Just keep writing, and as soon as the timer stops, close the book and try to sleep. If you are still having that, you can try breathing, meditation, or again writing all the thoughts, because overthinking also doesn't go in one day. It needs regular practice. Don't use your phone because your phone makes you overthink more. Okay, do this practice and let me know how did it go. Do it for 1 week, and do you feel some changes? You can share it. Remember, you do not become worthy. You're already worthy. This journey is about learning to see your worth instead of constantly questioning yourself. Your worth will not grow because some other person is again seeing you, or somebody have appreciated you. It doesn't grow like that. It grows the moment you start to treat yourself like you would treat somebody you love. Treat yourself well, have habits, do those habits continuously. You don't want to have everything, then pick one and follow that in that 5 step. And I want you to now comment that what is that one step you will be following from now on. Practice this and let me know how did it go. And if you have any question, if you want to connect with me, if you have any question, comment in the comment section. If you want to connect with me on Instagram, I have given it in the description. Take care of yourself because you are very important, and keep growing.